Hello, welcome to my craft room. It's Rhoda. I'm going to show you a little something today that I'm going to make for my Lighthouse journal. And I've went at it a couple times, and I'm trying to iron out all the little wrinkles. In other words, this was my little demo piece, and I saw it on my porch prints. On her Edgar Allan Poe journal. It was in September of 2022. So, but it was just like this, and you couldn't get inside of it to do anything to these back pages. So I got to wondering if I could put like a policy closure up here to keep the two shut, and you could open it. And then I got another idea, and I was working on it earlier, and it didn't quite pan out. It's kind of thick the way it is here. So I decided instead of doing two pieces of paper, I'm going to do one. And I'm using images because I'm going to use the kit from A Jewel Design. And this is Retro Seaside. It's got some great images and things. I'm going to be able to just save this one for a page in the book or some other piece of ephemera. But what I'm going to actually do now is I'm going to show you how I did my base. And see, I already got it done because I was working with it before. But I'm using the book Calming Coastal. And I found a nice piece of paper that has the ocean. See how pretty that is? It's actually got some glitter to it, a shine to it. It's really nice. So what I did is I took that whole piece and I cut it down to 8.5 by 11. And then the little pieces that I had left over, I used for my ends. And they're not exactly a tuck. They're just a strip of paper. Kind of like this, but longer. And all I did was glue at the top and the bottom. I did recess it just a little bit. Can you see? It's not flush with the end of the paper. So is this side. But this one blends in so nicely, and I was so happy with it. But this side is not so much. So I went through the rest of that book, and there's pages back in there with words and such on them. So I found this, The Ocean is Calling, and it kind of goes with the colors on this side. So I'm going to put that on this band right here, and I found a strip that had a bunch of the little sea dollars or starfish. So we're going to put those on here as well. But the whole purpose here is I want this to be accessible all the way around. I want you to be able to take it out and write on the back of it. You can write on the piece here if you would choose to. I just wanted you to be able to write on it and not just, have it looking at you. Or however you'd like to say that. I always want something to be useful. Now, I was thinking about hooking it on one side and then it would be a fan fold over here and you could pull it out to use it. I am not a fan of that type of thing. I like the stuff that flips up and you have to write on it in outer space up here. I'm just not a fan of those. So I was trying to find out an easier way to go about this. All right. Let me get this up here, and the other one is going to go below. I want to thank everybody for coming to visit. I hope you like this little idea. I know it's getting close to the time of year for everybody to be taking their summer vacations to the beach. I've always loved the lighthouse, always. And we would usually go to the Outer Banks and go see the different ones down there. I've got most of them. There's a few of them on different islands and such that I haven't gotten to. Now this piece of paper is plain on the back. So my idea there is I've got a piece of blue over here. That's in the same book. And I really like it because it looks like it goes with this. So what I'm going to do is put this. This is actually going to be a center signature piece is where I'm going with it. So what I need to do here is we're going to actually put this on the back of here and make it a pocket. Make it a great big pocket. And then we'll have it to be useful and you won't see all that white. Now what I usually do is I will cut this in half. Since this is the thicker paper, I'm not going to have it where it will bend, because that will not work very well. So we're going to cut 2 panels to go on each side, and we can ink in the middle. Okay, I have my 2 panels cut out. And what I'm thinking I want to do, so you don't see that white like I do a thumb pull there, I don't want you to see that. So I'm going to take and put a swoop in here on either side instead of the thumb pull. And then I want to put this on here as well. So you'll see something through this part I'm cutting out. It's just something I come up with. I didn't intend to do this. I was going to make just a pocket. But I thought, oh, I want to use my lighthouse. Because it didn't get to be used on the other side. Well, it is going to be on the other side. That's right. Well, he come off of that gimpy piece I had over there that I had messed up. I'm telling you. I was tired, I guess, and I just needed a break from a video for a few hours. So I'm back at it again. I wanted this one to be for my tomorrow. I got to run Dad back to get his car. And then me and Mom will be going out shopping. It's it's always a merry-go-round with those two. She's got, I don't know how many doctor's appointments. So I need a driver. And then he needs help with stuff every now and then. He's pretty independent, but I have to help him now and then. Because he has trouble getting around. He needs a cane and all that. He was a brick mason for so many years. It's hurt his back, and poor little thing. I want to help him all I can, but he's stubborn. It's a Markham thing. He's stubborn. Alright. So we got this down. We're going to trim our edges. I had folded this poor piece of paper so many times and messed it up. Oh, so all we have to do now is just trim down our side and get that excess off. I need to start doing some travel journals for the shop. She did say that that would be a nice thing to have, and they really do well, because, you know, it's a small item to carry, and you can always put all your receipts. I always put pockets in the front of mine, and then there's a little journal in it in case they need to keep notes. I've watched people actually use their travel journals before online, and it's really interesting. Yeah, it's this way. Okay, these 2 little strips here. Oh, we got to finish our back, don't we? I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. So now what we got to do is we got to trace out this little piece. And all I did was I folded a piece of scrap paper over in half and drew this little half moon, and then it'll make a full moon for me. Well, not quite a full moon. Oh, you know what I mean. Our buckeye tree down the road here, it's blooming. It's not really ours, but it used to be, because we used to have the old house there where it's at. And it's, Mom's always got this thing. She says, oh, you know, it's like either when it's almost ready to finish blooming, or it's halfway through the bloom, we get what she calls the sheep rain. Now, she calls it the sheep rain because that's when the farmer, is out shearing his little sheepies, and they're all naked, you know, shivering in the cold rain. So that's the idea behind that. But so far, we haven't seen the rain. So the sheep are good. They don't have to worry. Now, this is no pattern whatsoever. So I'm just going to set this thing right down here, and I'm going to trace it. And cut it out again. Move it down a little bit, I think. I got to make sure that I don't need to trim a little bit more out of my center. That's the only thing. I don't want these to meet. There's going to be a little hair in between them in the center signature. But that's all we want. This is sort of a simple design, but it's sort of different. I don't think I've seen it the way I'm going to use the tuck on the other side. It's a little unique. Every time I turn around, somebody beat me to one of my ideas. Oh, I snooze, I lose, right? Nope, that's going to be fine right there. So we're good there. And see, it kind of shows you a shell. And you got a window. So all we're going to do is get in here and glue these 3 sides. You can get as close as you want. If you get a little wavy, like me right there, it doesn't matter. It's whatever goes inside of here. It just needs to fit. So you can always cut it down. This paper is nice and sturdy like the one I'm putting it on. So this is going to be a nice strong page. So it might be able to hold a booklet. If you do a little notebook of some type. Things along those lines. Okay, push it down, get your glue out. And it looks like I need to trim just a tad down here, or I need to trim in general. I'll wait and do that in a second. Now this is the side I really want to work good because I want to see my lighthouse. Oh, yes. Most of him is visible, yes. All right, where's the fold? Oh, I'm good. I don't have to trim this at all. All right, do the same thing over here. Is anybody doing any kind of interesting craft designs? Any projects for the summer? Or what's your future item that you're wanting to make? I'm always trying to come up with something. I'm on to doing these videos quite often, like once a day. But I think I'm going to have to cut back. It's taking its toll on me. So I got to come up with some kind of filming schedule. I don't know if I'm going to do it like 5 days a week and the weekend's mine. Or maybe even less than that. I don't know. One of these days I'm going to run out of ideas. I know that. Alright, I need to trim this right down here. And do I have time to pull this? Oh yeah, I had just enough time to pull that. I didn't want that white to show. So let me rub that back down real good. Okay, now I'm going to trim. Then we can get to the main attraction, the other side. I guess you could call this, making a page for your journal. And this can be done in any kind of theme. It does not have to be the theme that I'm showing you. And you don't have to go into the trouble of doing 2 sides if you don't want. I mean, this is just to have the most out of my page. Now, this is your signature, or where it will be sewn in. But you can run down through there with some blue ink or something and hide that if you don't like that white. The next step is we're going to... Oh, that was something else. We're going to have to cut the top and the bottom white part off of here. So I'm going to just leave it folded up. And I believe if I go from this side, I will get it done in one fell swoop. Is that good? I got a little bit of white showing. So let's go at it like this. It's never the same. You got one side that works and one side that's just a little off from it. I have that all the time. Okay, we're good there. Let's try the bottom. See how that one works. Oh, all right. Okay. Did good there. I'm amazed. All right, these 2 little pieces here are coming over here to work with me. Because what I found out is it needs to be a really firm edge here. And since this is, I don't think you need to worry about the other side. But what we're going to do is we're going to glue this piece right down here. And I can always... I don't need to glue anything on both sides. I'm going to just do it on the one side. wonder if I can use that instead. I think I like that one better. Now this is a 1/2 inch piece that I'm going to put over this white on the end of your paper. And it just needed to be strong enough to go in and out of our little pocket over here. And that's what this does. It gives its stability. All right, I'm putting it right here. Ooh, that kind of matches. Oh, look, the house matches. It's a little short, though. What happened? Look at that. It's a little short. Well, pooty-doo. I can't use it, I guess. My bad luck is still extending today. What is going on? All right, we're going for the white. We're just going to go for this. And put that on there and have at it. I should have left well enough alone. I'm getting my bad luck vibes from the other video. Okay, let's put this down. We're going to cover up all of our mess up there. There we go. Wiggle it and make it right along the edge. That's all we need. Right along the edge. And then we'll make sure you don't get into any of your glue. And I may come back and put some ink along this edge here when I ink the inside spine on that one. And that'll take care of this white that's blaring at me. Okay, then this one, and then we'll be ready to put it in here, and we'll see how she works. I was hoping this would be a fast video, but so far, no. Okay. Line it up with the edge, and we're good. Now, trim that off, and we're going to see if the magic is going to happen. I don't need that, so let me cap it. I hope I'm not going to struggle too hard with this. Okay, here is our page. Here's our pretty back. We can do some decorating on here, some more words, something. And that's our back side that can be written on. It can be taken out and written on. So the idea here is this is to slip under here. And that's the whole idea of this really strong edge piece, because it makes it so much easier to get it under there. Then what we're going to do is we're going to tuck it in the other side here and keep feeding it. And you have yourself a pretty little scene here. Plus it will fold up. Check that out. And it's not very bulky. That's the best part of this. This is not bulky at all. But it can be opened up. It can be taken out all together. You can write all over here, here, or here for journaling. And I thought that would be a cute little different idea for your journals. I mean, you can go in a flower book with this. It's whatever you want to do. You can pick up any kind of background. The copy paper is a must, I would say. So if you can get something on copy paper or a thin-based paper. Some of those paper pads have very thin papers in them with a pretty scene. And you just cut it to size. This was an 8.5 by 11. And as you can see, we put 2 little strips on the side. And I only cut a hair off the top and the bottom. So I would say it's maybe 8 1/4 now. So I hope you like that. I hope you give this a try and put it in some of your journals for the summer or whenever. And don't be afraid to do some experimenting like I did. And I'm so glad you stuck with me. Thank you, my subscribers and watchers. Everybody have a great day and come back and see me again. Bye-bye.